So I was recently playing some Battlefield 4 with my twin bro Robbie in one of our recent live streams, and we were having a blast reliving the memories on one of our favorite maps, Siege of Shanghai. And while we played some Battlefield 4, I started, realizing that DICE can put a lot more features from the Battlefield franchise back into the Battlefront franchise, and that's what we're talking about today. We are talking about the features from Battlefield that should be in Battlefront 2. And remember guys, post your opinions on this in the comments down below. And also, don't forget, we do live stream daily over at our Facebook page at facebook.com/StarWarsHQ. And I hope to see you guys over there because we have a blast. And we play some classics like Battlefield 4, which was one of my favorite Battlefield titles for sure. But let's get back on topic here. And before we jump into it, actually, remember, there is a Heroes Unleashed event going on right now in Battlefront 2. It's going on from today until January 1st. And it says, all bets are off in Galactic Assault. 9 heroes available per side with 75% off battle points for heroes, vehicles, and reinforcements. And no spawn timer. Have fun and a happy new year. See you in 2019. So don't forget to jump into Battlefront 2. We did do a stream of the Heroes Unleashed event already, and it was an absolute blast. I'm loving it with the 75% off of the battle points and no respawn timer. It is chaotic. It is absolutely insane, and my most fun experience so far was definitely on Geonosis. So let me know what you guys think about the Epic Unleashed event that's going on right now in Battlefront 2, because it's just that. It's epic and chaotic, and it's kind of unbalanced on some of the maps, of course, but overall, it's a lot of fun. But yeah, let's jump back into the subject we are talking about once again. So we're going to start off with some of the features that we want to see from the Battlefield series come to Battlefront 2. I'm going to start off with this one right here, and this is a big one for me personally. I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I really want to see multi-seat vehicles. This is something that I've always wanted to see come back into the Battlefront franchise. Imagine being able to, be in an AAT tank with your friend, or, an LAT, flying it, and your friends are manning the guns as you fly the LAT. And speaking of that, I would like to see the LAT come off of its rails, where you can fully control it, have your friends load up in the LAT, and then control its guns as a multi-seat vehicles. And then we cannot forget about Geonosis, where we have the ATTEs on Geonosis. And how cool would it be, guys, to see, or have the ability, I should say, where you can have your friends in there in the ATTE with you. I think it'd be so cool. But let me know, what other multi-seat vehicles would you like to see come to Battlefront 2? I think this is a big feature that DICE really needs to implement in 2019 and really bring Battlefront back to its roots, and also implement those features from the Battlefield franchise. Now let's move on to this next feature right here. This is something that's very important to me. I want to see the ability to spawn on command posts in the new large-scale game mode. So command post spawns are extremely important, and if you guys don't know already, in 2019 we are getting a brand new game mode in February alongside Anakin Skywalker that will allow us to capture command posts and then also take down capital ships. We also know that we will be able to go inside the interior of these capital ships as well, which is huge news, but we don't know much outside of that. We really don't know much outside of that. Now, I really hope you do more than just capture the command post. I hope that you can spawn on these command posts as well, because that's a very, very important feature to a conquest style game mode. Because as you know, when you capture a command post, if you swing around, to the back side of the enemy's command post and you manage to get that that area of the map, you can start spawning behind enemy lines and really change the flow of the battle doing that. And that's one of my favorite things that I do in the Battlefield games. I love to start the game, and sneak behind enemy lines and capture a flag that the enemy is not even guarding and that they're not even aware of, and then the team starts spawning on that command post, and it totally changes the flow of battle. You can tell that the enemy starts panicking. They go, oh no, someone has flanked us around, you know, the alpha flag. They have taken the alpha flag. We got to get to the alpha flag, because if we don't, they're going to start taking Bravo, and just changes the whole flow of battle. So I'm really hoping that DICE allows us to spawn on the command post, in the new large-scale game mode that's coming to Battlefront 2. So what do you guys think about this? What other features from Conquest do you absolutely have to have that you'd like to see implemented in the new large-scale game mode for Battlefront 2? Leave your comments down below. Now let's talk about this next feature that kind of coincides with the command post feature that I want to see. I really want to see a map overview implemented in Battlefront 2. This is something that I've been asking for a while now, because there's nothing cooler than being able to actually see an overview of the map, see where your squad is, and then plan your attack. I think this is going to be really useful in the large-scale game mode, especially if we're able to spawn on the command post that we capture, because you'll be able to plan and really strategize with your team using that map overview, because you get that overview and get to see the whole layout of what's going on. Now this next one is also a big one that I want to see implemented in the Battlefront series. It is called Levolution. I don't know if you guys remember, but in Battlefield 4 there's a feature called Levolution where you could literally take down an entire building. So if you look at this map overview of the Siege of Shanghai map in Battlefield 4, you can see Objective Charlie is where the big skyscraper is. You can actually take down that entire skyscraper in this game. And I really want to see them implement this type of destruction in the Battlefront franchise, because it was just so epic. And I feel like DICE is kind of getting away from this, but recently they've kind of gotten back into it, I should say, because with Geonosis, they do have the hard sell ships actually fall over and then become a permanent part of the map. So it's really cool to see that they are going back to those roots. So actually, now that I think about it, they are going back to those roots of Levolution, and I hope that DICE still continues this, still adds something like this big destruction that we saw on Geonosis and on this map, Siege of Shanghai, where this entire skyscraper can come down on the map and change the look and feel of the map. I think these features really add that cool dynamic feel to the map and really changes the flow of gameplay. What Levolution would you guys like to see? If they introduced a map like Coruscant, for instance, it would be cool to see one of the buildings fall over and become a permanent fixture on the map. Or maybe one of the capital ships comes down on the map and becomes a permanent fixture as well, similar to how it is on Kashyyyk. But again, it didn't fall from the sky, it's just there, but it'd be cool to see it fall from the sky. Now this next one we've been talking about over and over again. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me say this, but we really need server browsers in Star Wars Battlefront 2. A server browser is a must at this point, because as you know, I've had problems getting into Geonosis in Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's something that I've been complaining about a lot, and I really want the ability to access new content when it comes out by simply selecting it in a server browser. So for instance, if next year DICE decides to add Coruscant, I think it is an absolute must to give players the ability to get into Coruscant very quickly at any time. Plus, I should be able to dive into Geonosis at any time I want to, 6 months after its release, because you can do that in the Battlefield franchise. So why not in Battlefront as well? So moving on, let's talk about the last couple of subjects here. This one's a given, obviously. We want to see new weapons and maps introduced into Battlefront 2 in 2019. I want to see Coruscant. I want to see Utapau. I would love to see Mustafar. I think Mustafar in particular would be really cool to see on the Frostbite engine. You know, we made a whole video on that. If you guys didn't check it out in the description by clicking on that link. But yeah, let me know, what maps and weapons do you want to see come to Battlefront 2 in 2019? This is going to be something that we're going to talk about constantly, and I may do a video separately that features your comments on this, so make sure you leave your comments down below. Now finally, this is the last subject, and this one is kind of a personal opinion, but I want to see a more dark and more gritty Battlefront 2 in 2019. And I think Geonosis was a great start, because if you look at Geonosis, especially on Phase 3, when that dust storm kicks in and the lasers start firing and everything just culminates on that Phase 3 of Geonosis, that really has a gritty and darker feel to it. And it just feels like this all-out Clone Wars feel that I really want in Battlefront 2. And I think it would fit 2019 very well, because I think it would contrast with what we've had so far. I know some of the maps are gritty and dark already, but I want to see like this all-out warfare where you feel like you're in war, and you feel like at any moment the hero's gonna come and take you down, or a vehicle's gonna sneak up on you, and that you're always in that danger zone in the battles in Battlefront 2. And the look and feel of it also really coincides with that feeling as well. How do you want Battlefront 2 to feel in 2019? Do you want it to feel more gritty and warlike like we get on Phase 3 of Geonosis? Let me know your opinions in the comments down below. But guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. There's a lot to talk about in this video. And again, don't forget to join our streams, because we'll be playing more of Battlefront 2 and Battlefield 4 over there, as well as Battlefield 5. We have a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. And I will see you guys next time, and may the Force be with you always.